Hey everybody, Ryan O'Halloran from the Buffalo News here in Detroit. I'm not going to tell you exactly what floor I'm on at the downtown hotel, but it's in the 50s. It's above the 50th floor, but maybe below the 75th floor. There's a little look of Detroit. We're on draft eve. The Buffalo News is here covering the first round on Thursday night. And I went to a media availability today where I asked Daniel Jeremiah from NFL Network, Brandon Beane's strategy. Trade way up, trade a little up, stay put, or trade a little down. And he ruled out trading up from 28 into the top 10. I would agree with that. He said, depending on the receiver board, maybe the Bills move up a couple spots. Maybe Mitchell from Texas, maybe Thomas from LSU. If those guys are gone, Jeremiah told me, look for the Bills to consider moving down and go after one of the next batch of receivers like a Ladd McConkey, Xavier Worthy, Leggett from South Carolina. So the Bills have options at receiver regardless of where they go on the board. But, all along I've thought that a move into the top 10 was shocking if they did that. There's plenty of receivers on the board, and you don't want to sacrifice next year's first round pick. 13 draft prospects took part in a clinic here in Detroit. The sun is out now. This morning it was freezing. The big guy had his stocking cap and his gloves on, and I was still cold. Yeah, Caleb Williams is here. Brian Thomas is here. I asked Brian about joining the Bills. He laughed, and I'll be blessed to join any team, which is probably what you're going to say at this point. Other players here. Robinson, the Missouri edge rusher, kind of an interesting player. Maybe he'll be available early in the second round for a team that wants to move up. Drake May, quarterback North Carolina, was here, and then several of the receivers, several of the corners. I still think receiver makes the most sense for the Bills. An underrated thing, and Jay Skursky and Mark Gahn brought this up in the Buffalo News. Team needs pass rushing help. It's disappeared in the last couple of playoffs. I think that could be an option at number 16. You also need a safety because right now, A, the Bills don't have a lot of depth, and B, they don't have a starting safety for the future. Mike Edwards on a one-year deal, Taylor Rapp on a multi-year deal, and not a lot of guys, if any, behind them that they feel are starter quality. So the Bills have holes to fill. They got 2 picks in the top 100. They're picking 28 and 60 right now. If I had to throw a couple shekels at Greektown Casino on that, I'd say they don't pick 28 and they don't pick 60. They'll move up and down the board a little bit. So we'll be here to cover it from Detroit on Thursday, and everybody will be back in Orchard Park throughout the weekend for the Buffalo News. Ryan O'Halloran live from Detroit, maybe tape from Detroit for BuffaloNews.com.